Evening, everyone. It's a little before 5, and this is your Monday afternoon closing comment. It's video number 348, and I just want to remind you, as usual, to subscribe and to hit the like button to support us if you like the work. Okay, so this morning we got the news on durable goods. It was up 7.3% versus the expectation, the consensus of up about 6.4. So we definitely outperformed there. And the bottom line there is that in the month of June, business spending was definitely on the increase. As of today's close, we have the NASDAQ and the S&P both up on the year, and only the Dow and the Russell down. And of course, the Dow transports, but that goes without saying. In fact, the Dow transports were up today for the first time in 4 days, closing up 81 or 0.9%, versus the industrials, which were up only half that much in percentage. The Dow was up 114 or 0.43%. The NASDAQ was up 173 or almost 1.7%. The S&P was up just under 24, which was 0.75%. The Russell was up 17, which was 1.2%. The big names were up across the board, with Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, and Facebook up anywhere from 1.2 to 2.4%. The market internals were the same on both, roughly 1.5 to 1. Volume was slightly lower. And as far as groups go, information technology, materials, and real estate were higher. Utilities and financials were lower. Before I get into any stocks, I'm going to show you, as usual, the picture on the screen is the US dollar. And I know everybody's getting tired of it, but again, we've had a huge sell-off. I'm going to go back to the daily to show you just how extreme. It's getting to the point now where it feels to me like it probably is going to try and bounce back up, although, it did close 3/4 down on the range, and the drop for the day was almost 3/4 of a dollar, or 0.75%, a little more than 0.75% down here. But we have just blasted right through the early March lows and continued down. When we broke the uptrend line here and the 5-day crossed to the downside through the 20-day moving average, you can see we broke down, tried to rally, broke down, tried to rally. This is just a series of lower highs and lower lows, and it's hard to visualize this continuing to fall like this without some major news. A 0.75% move in a day is still pretty big. You have to understand the size of this market. Anyway, so beyond that, we had the stars of the show today were, again, the gold and the silver. Gold was up almost $40. These are all-time new highs in the gold. And as you can see, we're getting really extended here. Last night, when we had closed down here on just around 1900, I said I thought that we could add another $75 or $80 onto it, and today we added almost 40. Could we go higher here? I would say yes. Clearly, the dollar chart shows that we could go higher, but trees don't grow to the sky, and parabolics always pull back. The one that is more impressive is the silver, And the difference between the silver and the gold is kind of interesting. The silver actually could double from here and still not make a new high, but look at how extended it is. All of this time where we were consolidating, the silver was running well behind the gold, and now in a matter of 6 or 7 days, we've basically gone from under 20 to just under 25. That is a massive move. If you were trading futures, you would have been using a very limited margin, and a move like this would have doubled or even tripled your money. I expect that we're going to come back down into this $23 area. We could actually come all the way back down here to $21 or $22, but we will have a pullback. The stocks that we talked about this morning, Moderna, which was up about 6, ended up about 6. It finished 79.91, up 670, or 9.2% on the fact that they were starting their phase 3 trial of their vaccine with 30,000 volunteers, and had been given an additional $460 million by the government in order to fund that. So it basically did nothing all day. I mean, it was up $6 this morning. It's up $6.70 tonight, so no big deal. And by the way, it's also down substantially. It was down almost $20 from the high to Friday's low. Walgreens CEO is leaving. The stock closed $39.94, down 67 cents, or 1.7%. There don't seem to be any unusual circumstances there, but the stock did come down. Hasbro, the toy company, finished the day 71.84, and that was down 5.75, or 7.4%. The fact there was that they reported crummy earnings and revenues, so they missed on both revenues and earnings, and they got punished to the extent of 7.5%. Another one that I mentioned this morning, Wilhelmina, WHLM, which is a talent agency mostly for models. The stock had come up from about $3 on Friday, and then today traded as high as $12.92. Closed the day at $7.80, up $4.07, which was 110%, and there was absolutely no news on it, except for the fact that this morning it had basically tripled on very big volume, again with no news. And last but not least, Taiwan Semiconductor finished the day up 12.7%, or $9.35. The reason for that is speculation that Intel, because of their problems in production, may end up buying chips from Taiwan Semi. And one last trade, because we were in it, I was short the oil using the UCO, and today we started to the upside overnight, came all the way down. This is basically today, overnight, and then this morning sold way down and spent a bunch of time here between 40.5 and 40.75 or so, and then reversed up and rallied. We got to about this 41.25 area, and I closed out the positions. It was a really minor loss. I think we paid $1.90 for them and got about $1.44 or $1.42 for them, and the position was very small. It was only 2 contracts in the options only account. So we're out of this for now. I don't really know what to make of it, but I was really surprised to see this kind of reversal. And we've been hanging around this area for a while. This is the daily, and it looked like it was going to break to the downside, but didn't. Okay, everyone, have a good evening. I'll be back first thing in the morning, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a good evening.